So today we're going to do some exercises, some devotional exercises. Some of us struggle with always kind of being down on ourselves. We really easily see our sins or our failures. And then others of us tend to think, oh, I'm fine, everything's going great, until their sin smacks them right in the face. And today I'm going to be talking mainly to that latter group. So we're going to do a couple different exercises. The first is a really practical one to help us see how to examine our hearts. I know this is something I can tend to struggle with. If I'm not really struggling with a problem right now, I forget how, in general, I do kind of struggle in this area. But if I'm not doing it right now, I think I'm fine. So our first thing that we're going to do is the selfishness test. So what we're going to do is get a pen and paper and just write down at the top 75 ways I'm selfish, and then just start to number and be specific. So just to start off, I could say I'm selfish when I'm hungry, but then I could break that down and say I'm selfish because I want to eat what I want to eat, and I'm selfish when I don't get to eat when I feel like I need to eat, and then I take it out on people nearby because I struggle with hunger, anger. So you can start making your own list and be specific. And you're going to find pretty quickly that you're going to have to keep stopping and praying and asking for forgiveness, and maybe going to someone else in your household or a friend and asking their forgiveness. And just, this is a great way to really open up our hearts. And open up your heart before the Lord and say, Lord, please show me. I want to grow. That's what this exercise is for. It's saying, I really want to grow. I don't clearly see right now what areas I need to grow in, so this will help. The second thing that you could do, and this is more just throughout your daily life, is when something happens that you struggle with, whether it be being hungry or sleep deprived, or not getting to do something you thought you were going to do, or anything that sets you on edge, makes you stressed out, gets you upset, make a list of those things. What is it that I get upset over? What is it that makes me start to yell or makes me clam up, if you're that type of person? And we can quickly see, what are the things that are so important to me I'm willing to sin in my response? What are the things I'm putting in front of my devotion to God or my love for others? And so we can start to gauge, how do we respond to these things? What are the things that make you irritable the fastest? And some of them are things we just need. You need sleep, you need food. We really struggle with that. If we're not getting it, it's hard to be nice to people. But I think it's important for us not to make excuses in those areas either. It's not okay for me to be an angry, irritable, grouchy person just because lunch isn't ready yet. It's not okay. I can't make excuse for my sin. So I would even call that a form of fasting. When you're having to go without something you feel like you want or need right now, what fasting can do, there's many reasons to do it, but one of the things fasting can do is it just strips off kind of that good Christian veneer off of us, because you're in a place of discomfort. And it helps us to see what's really down in my heart. You know, if you take a sponge and it's wet, but you don't really know what's in it till you squeeze it out. Was there milk in there? Or was there Kool-Aid? You don't really know till you squeeze it. And sometimes God lets us be squeezed, whether it's by big, terrible trials or just the small annoyances of life. So when we get squeezed, let's take that as a growth opportunity, as an opportunity to look and say, ooh, that was in my heart. I need to work on this. So that's something I've been challenged with recently. Just being able to be in some different situations where I was squeezed and seeing, oh, I didn't respond to that the way I know I should have, or I wish I would have. So I hope that is helpful. I hope that maybe that's a way you can Take those, make them your own, learn and grow, and feel free to share if this was helpful for you or any tips that you might have for things you would do. And I would like to say, if you are a perfectionist, or if you're one of those people that I mentioned at the very beginning who easily see your sin and really get down on yourself, especially the first, the selfishness list that I talked about may not be for you. I would suggest that you focus on praise lists and gratefulness lists and really focus on how good your God is in the midst of the struggles that you have. So, totes! Shh! So I hope that's helpful. Something a little different today. Yay! As always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions that you would like me to address in some of these videos, please send me a message or comment below, and I would so love to hear from you. See you next time. Bye!